All right, so here we go with Lakeside. So I was thinking about doing the same thing I did with Blueberry Thicket and show ace lines for all these holes, but Lakeside is not quite as forgiving as Blueberry Thicket, and you can get yourself into some trouble if you run everything, so I didn't think it was worth it. I figured it'd be better just to do a playthrough and show you kind of how I'm going to approach each hole, which ones I'm going to go for, which ones I'm going to play it safe. So here we go, hole one. I usually run this with like a sticky or roll sapphire, go right at it, and I feel pretty good about my ace chances on this one. And then any miss is going to be safe with those discs. Unfortunately, the glide PD is just a little too far, so I worry about going right at it. So the line that I really like to go for it safely is slide to the right, and then we're going to go default, just slide to the right. We're going to go about a disc and a half of hyzer. So this is what I mean. That's a disc of hyzer. You know, that would be about 2 discs worth. So when I say a disc and a half, we're going to go about right here worth of hyzer. And that way if I miss, it's working its way left and not towards the trees. Hopefully we can get an ace. I think we're going to miss to the right though. Darn it, that was way off. So you can see the danger. If I was headed a lot straighter than that, it can end up in those trees. That nearly got me in trouble anyway. But if you put some hyzer on it and get it working left, then it's usually going to be a pretty safe miss on that default line. 58 feet down the hill a little bit. All right, try to go a little quicker. I feel like that hole took forever. Hole 2, this one depends on the wind. Most winds I'm just going to go forehand with the PD2. We're going to slide left. We're going to aim way over here and just let that natural fade of the PD2 take us over to the basket. Really like this disc for this hole. Unless there's like a big, huge, like 3 left to right wind, then I'll probably just throw a backhand paradigm, but most winds I'm going to throw the forehand PD2 on that hole. Next hole, this is one I'm used to running all the time, but with this bag, there's just not a safe disc to do it. Normally I run it with the sticky sapphire. It's kind of a really high forehand line, but the instinct's not going to get me there. The PD is a glide, and no matter what kind of line I come up with, it's going to be risky. You might go in the water, and it's a small chance you're going to make it. So it's not worth it in my mind. I just go MD1, default aim, straight pull down, and more often than not, that's going to get you a tap in for birdie. This is going to be a little outside of a tap in, but still super easy birdie. You never have to worry about it being short of the island or anything. So easy birdie there. I don't think that one's worth running at all. Hole 4 is a little more complicated with this bag. I usually do an air shot with the roll rive. You can do like a paradigm water skip forehand, I feel like. I just have never liked this shot. There's too much. There's those buoys you can hit. There's, you know, the boats in the dock there. Or you can go too straight and end up way far away. So I just don't like that shot. Unfortunately, even like with the PD2, I don't want to go right at it because it's going to fade away. I don't want to go, you know, towards the sails because then I could potentially hit the sails. But so what I like to do is the PD2, I know it's going to have enough distance. Just aim kind of low, just middle chevron above the boats there. And we're just going to do a big flex shot. About right there. And I know it's going to turn over and then start fading back towards the basket. And I don't think in this wind I have to worry about it going too far past. I mean, this looks perfect. So it's going to be hard to do much better than that. It's going to be, what, 70 feet away? 55 feet, even better. So no way I can get that close with the water skip, and it's just a lot less risky. Even if I go by the basket, maybe if there's a little bit of tailwind, I can go by up to like 100 feet. I still feel pretty confident about that throw in versus trying to mess with the water at all. Hole 5. This one really just depends on the wind. This paradigm, it's nice because it's windbreak, but it's not glide, so it just does not cover the distance that most of us are used to covering with our water skip drivers. So you kind of have to be a little more precise with this shot. Luckily, the paradigm's a pretty precise straight shooter, so we'll put a little bit of anhyzer on this, and that looks to be on a perfect line. If there's a big headwind, I'm going to be really cautious about going for that. And I'm probably going to lay it up, but calm winds or tailwinds, I'll still be going for this eagle. So there we go, 5 holes in. Got a solid round going. Be really nice to grab an ace on one of these next 3 holes. This one I'm excited about because it's the same line I always run. The Instinct or the Explorer. Bottom chevron just on this tree here. And then it's going to be a straight pull from there. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of hyzer. And let's see if we can drop in an ace. Fade, fade. Why did that not? So that wasn't a very good effort. Usually I can get pretty close on that shot. Sometimes you get unlucky and bounce off the basket into the trees, but usually you can find a way to save it. And almost always, if you don't hit the basket, it's a safe miss and you can get the birdie. Hole 7, this is another one that I run the Instinct on, unless it's a big tailwind, but I'm just going to lower my aim a little bit. And we are going to still put some ante on it. It's going to turn more because I'm aimed lower, but still a big tailwind. Let's go right there. Maybe has a chance. Stay over there. Darn it. Didn't quite hang on before it faded back. Would have been nice to get that one. Hole 8, I usually run the Warship, so I know a lot of people do run the Explorer or the Instinct, so I feel pretty good about this as an option for this hole. I like to slide left for whatever reason. I've just always done that on this hole. And then with this wind, I think we're going to put like top chevron in the basket. And then maybe just a touch of hyzer, because it tends to turn quite a bit. Even though it's a 2 right to left wind, I think I still need just a touch of hyzer just to keep it left enough. Go in. Oh, just left to the basket. So that's a pretty good line there. You got a shot at acing this depending on the wind. Unfortunately, we were not able to get any aces, but we still got a solid round, no mistakes. If we can get the eagle on the last hole, that'll be 14 under, which is a pretty solid Lakeside round. Basically what you'd expect with your regular bag unless you get an ace. With this first shot, I'm just going to go kind of old school here. Instinct into the log. Aim right at it. Put a disc of anhyzer. Should get you to the log. And then from there, I don't have a roll. I don't have a roll driver, so I don't feel great about any sort of air shot here. So the Paradigm water skip is kind of my only option. Unless if I just want to play for birdie, I can just throw the MD1 over the other island over there, but I'm not going to do that. I think the forehand Paradigm should get us there here. So I'm going to go right at the island. It's going to turn naturally, but I'm going to put a little turn on it because I'm aiming kind of high, because I want kind of one big skip. Oh man, that looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. So that's the ideal result for this hole. Definitely makes it a little more challenging, but that's how I am going to play Lakeside with the Discmania bag. Unfortunately, I did not get any aces, but we still got a nice solid 15 or 14 under, and I will take that, especially when it's not my own bag. So hopefully that helps you out in your practicing, and you get some good lines, and hopefully one of you guys, or not one of you guys, I mean, hopefully you can hit at least one of these holes, get one of the aces. But there you go, guys. Let's move on to the next round. And thanks for watching me play some DGV.